Uh, you brought me in here to kind of share my story, I guess, and I think the two things, if I can name two things in my life that really changed me and made me who I am, I think it would be martial arts and I think it would be travel. And I think those two are completely separate things, but in my mind they couldn't be more alike. And when I got started in martial arts, I was around 10 years old, 11. I'm kind of hazy on that, probably somewhere in between. But me and my sister, we went to the park one day. My mom took us there, and we're hanging out, we're doing our thing. Me and my sister having fun, playing on the swings and the monkey bars and stuff like that. My mom forgets something in the car, and so she goes to the car, and it takes her just a couple of minutes. But in that minute of her leaving us alone, we basically get confronted by this kid and his group of friends, and me and my sister, we basically get jumped. Like two or three of them were on me. There's like two other girls on my little sister. My little sister and I we have like a 5-year age difference. And so, this 10-year-old, this 5-year-old is getting, totally ganged up on by a group of kids. And then, my mom runs back, she sees them, they see her, they start running away. And my mom goes, enough is enough. Up to that point, me living in my town, I'm one of the few Asian kids in the school, and being one of the few Asian kids in school, you attract attention. I know I'm different, and so that's been the case. Like there's never been anything severe as a jumping. An occasional somebody making fun of me, pushing me, and stuff like that. But that was like the last straw. So my mom takes me into my martial arts school. I get there, and that's when I kind of fell into martial arts. And there's many more stories I can tell in regards to being in my martial arts school, which is Victorville Taekwondo. But bottom line is that's what got me started on the path. And I think for many kids who start martial arts, that might be a story that they start with, where they got bullied and it made them into a better person. But for me, there's another intermediate step that I got through, which was martial arts gave me more confidence. It gave me more belief that I could stand up for myself. But I think whatever good thing you take, too much of it can also be a bad thing. So it gave me so much confidence that it kind of took me to the other side of the spectrum, to where I was really shy and introverted, and then it made me just become a total obnoxious jerk. It built me up with so much confidence. I started to mouth off to people, thinking, oh, I'm big and bad, and I got the pedigree to back it up and stuff like that. And I got into so many fights as a result. I say this now because I'm no longer that person. It's like my master always says, you can talk about a bad haircut because your haircut is better now. And so I can talk about these times, and I surprised my students by telling them this fact about myself, that I got into so many fights, I got suspended so many times. It's a miracle I wasn't expelled. Got into fights for like stupid things that I won't even mention here because they're just honestly really embarrassing. But at the end of the day, I went from really shy, really nervous, to being a total, almost borderline bully in certain cases. And it took somebody to really lay me out one day to make me realize, okay, I better reel it back. I had a coming to Jesus moment in a way, where I was like, hey, I recognize that I was here, that I'm all the way here. There's a fine line, and that's in the middle. There's the middle path, the balance path. And then I started to kind of reshape myself a little bit. And come high school, I felt much better about myself. I was more humble, but with some confidence I can carry myself through. And then my martial arts master, Taekwondo master, his name is Master Nam. He asked if I wanted to become an instructor for him. To which I was like, of course. I was a kid at that time, like 15, 16, getting ready to look for a part-time job, and here comes this opportunity to do what I love. Life changed because of martial arts and teaching, and then my life changed because of travel, because it opened my eyes. I had realized what I was missing. I think travel and martial arts to me are the same in that regard. when you step into a ring and you fight somebody, that opponent has a certain style of doing things, and you have your style of doing things. Maybe your style of doing things could work for one particular opponent, but for a different person, you're gonna have to adapt your ways. You may or may not like that you have to adapt your ways, but that is the experience that you have to go through. And it's not a static experience. It is an active, engaging experience. They will throw things at you. You will have to respond and counter it. Some things may flatten you, but you walk out of the ring feeling like you truly learned something. You change a little bit with every fight. I think that's travel in a nutshell. You go to a new country or city, that's your new opponent. All of the cultural exchanges and the people that you meet and what they talk about and the things that they enjoy and the things that they make fun of you about, like that's the blows that the opponent gives you. You counteract with that, you deal with that, you take things in stride. Some things you enjoy, some things you don't enjoy, some things you are absolutely offended by, but you gotta understand they're not trying to offend you per se, it is their style of doing things. And who are you to tell them they can't do otherwise? I don't recommend travel if you don't plan on being uncomfortable. If you extremely like your comfort life, don't leave the country at all. The same way I would recommend, hey, if you enjoy watching football, but you don't ever want to get tackled, don't play football. Just watch it. Just watch it from afar, and just be an armchair quarterback all the time. But how will you know what your skills are like if you don't put them to the test? I tell my kids that I teach, why would you go to football practice all day long, sustain all these sore days and hell weeks and stuff like that, and then when it's game time, sit out, ask your coach that you can be benched? Why would you do that? Don't go to football practice and never ever get to play a game. You can't be a good swimmer unless you're willing to get wet. You can't be a good martial artist unless you're willing to, fight, step into the ring. And I think you can't be a citizen of the world unless you see the world. How do you know that you're truly a well-rounded person? How do you know that you are a good person unless you've seen all the good and bad that the world has to offer? You don't progress your life if your life is always repeating the same things over and over again. So yeah, those are two things that really changed me: martial arts and travel. And to me, they're one and the same. So.
Where can we find you on Instagram?
My Instagram IG handle is Kicks and Travels. So there you go. It's so simple. Instagram, Kicks and Travels. I started a TikTok just for fun, Kicks and Travels as well. My Twitter is Kicks and Travels, although I haven't been on Twitter in like years. So you probably won't get any interaction from me that way. So yeah, well, thank you for your time.